Huge Star Wars news just came out. Rian Johnson, the director for The Last Jedi, a movie that hasn't even come out yet for critics and fans everywhere, he is getting his own Star Wars trilogy. Yes, Rian Johnson, a man who we have not even seen finish The Last Jedi yet. We don't know what it's like or anything yet, but he's already getting his own Star Wars trilogy. This is a huge milestone for Star Wars right now because we're finishing up. We're not even halfway through this trilogy we're at right now. We got to go through episode 8, and then we got to go through episode 9, and then we'll be done with this new trilogy. But we're getting a whole separate trilogy that does not even involve the Skywalker family. Normally what happens is you have the originals, which is about Luke Skywalker, mainly Anakin Skywalker, and then you have the prequels, which is about the rise of Anakin Skywalker, and then now you're at the sequel trilogy, which is kind of the aftermath of Anakin Skywalker and Luke Skywalker's ending his story. So now you're getting a whole separate saga, 3 films that will not involve the Skywalker family. From StarWars.com, it basically says the different characters. I'll give you the... I'll quote some of the lines here. Here's a paragraph. It says, as writer-director of The Last Jedi, Johnson conceived and realized a powerful film of which Disney and Lucasfilm are immensely proud. In shepherding this new trilogy, which is separate from the episodic Skywalker saga, Johnson will introduce new characters from a corner of the galaxy Star Wars lore has never before explored. Now, this is really good news because when it means Star Wars lore, it can go off of the canon that we have by Disney because they got rid of all the old EU and Legend stuff. So you can go off the Yuuzhan Vong War, you can go off the Thrawn trilogy, which I highly doubt they would do. But you can go off of stuff like Thrawn because in the Thrawn books, Thrawn has talked a lot about the unknown regions. It's a huge thing right now in the canon things of Disney's canon, as the unknown regions that Thrawn has continued to talk about. And you have interesting characters like the Bendu from the Star Wars Rebels that is kind of like, you don't know really where he stands on terms of the Force, is he a god and whatnot. So there's so many interesting aspects that Disney has brought up that you can look at for a new canon that this trilogy could explore. A lot of people are wanting an Old Republic style kind of trilogy, which I personally would prefer over anything. So a New Republic trilogy would be an amazing thing. But still, brand new trilogy is just mind-blowing as it is. There's no release date yet, so we don't know when's happening. But Kathleen Kennedy said, and I quote, "We all loved working with Rian on The Last Jedi. He's a creative force, and watching him craft The Last Jedi from start to finish was one of the greatest joys of my career. Rian will do amazing things with blank canvas of this new trilogy." And you know, this is all coming from Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, in this last earnings report. And, you know, they keep talking about how great Rian Johnson has done on The Last Jedi. So they obviously really love Rian Johnson and his work in The Last Jedi, and they have a lot of faith in him. That is why they're giving him a brand new trilogy and so many other things and potential stuff that could be coming off this. There were some reports that I can't really confirm that were saying that there might even be a TV show coming out and whatnot. So that's kind of interesting, but I'm not going to confirm you anything. Don't take my word on that. But they are saying that there's officially going to be a new trilogy of Star Wars films. You have episode 7, 8, and 9, which is his own trilogy, and we all kind of knew there might have been a 10, 11, 12 that just kind of seemed right, or it seemed predictable. And I can understand that, but I prefer it not to be what it is of 10, 11, 12. If it's a separate saga, if it's a separate trilogy of different characters and everything, you have a lot more ground to play with. This is a big reason I do agree with ending the EU, is because there were so many rules you had to follow. Like episode 7, 8, 9 would have been the Yuuzhan Vong War, the Thrawn trilogy. There were so many things that happened in the EU that you would have had to work around for a new film. And now that they don't have the EU canon, you can officially make whatever you want. Disney can do anything they want. Rian Johnson can create whatever he wants. And the faith that they have in Rian Johnson is amazing. I mean, the fact that they're giving him his own trilogy proves that he's either done a great job at The Last Jedi or he is creatively exactly what Disney and Lucasfilm wants for Star Wars. And to make his own saga, that's probably one of the biggest rewards any man can ever get. So he's getting his own saga. I don't know how to feel about this. I'm actually pretty excited, but I don't know how you guys should feel about it. I know a lot of people are against Disney and Star Wars, but this is pretty big news. And most Star Wars films are, you know, it's Star Wars. I mean, everyone loves it. So this is pretty great news. So comment your thoughts below. What do you guys think about this news? Rian Johnson gets his own Star Wars trilogy. A new Star Wars trilogy is coming out, and that's just mind-blowing. I'm so excited about this. So comment your thoughts below. I'm Star Wars Only. I'll see you all next time. May the Force be with you always.